Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Ohio Guys here. I'm Christian Ocampo, and today I'm joined by another voice actor in the scene. And we have a new up-and-comer voice actor. We have Skyler Sinclair. How you doing, Skyler?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Happy to finally have you on for your very first interview. I'm very excited, and I'm pretty sure you are. I was about to ask you some questions.
Okay, yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, so what tell us, like, how are you doing these days?
Well, these days it's kind of rough with the pandemic going on as an actor because I do a lot of stage work too, along with voice acting. And yeah, there's not a lot of work going on, but everyone's getting vaccinated. So hopefully, we'll get this ball moving and I'll be working more consistently again soon.
Right on. Yeah, so hopefully this kind of helps get us to the next few stages to put an end to the virus and everything else with it. So it's still early in stages, but I'm pretty sure we'll get there sooner or later, hopefully by mid this year or late this year. So
Hopefully, they're saying like by at least September we are going to be back on the stage, but we'll see. We'll see.
yeah, give some time, and hopefully we will get the best outcome out of all this.
Yeah.
All right, so what you tell us, since you're so new in the scene, you had your start around like 2018.
Mhm.
What is it like working in the industry today?
Um, it's really okay. I mean, I'm a classically trained actor. I went to college, like I got a degree, and voice acting is a different beast, but it's tough. There's so much like technicality to it. Um, and I really love how fast you have to go, and you really just have to jump into it. Like they're like, okay, now you're a little boy, and you have to be a little boy. Okay, now you're an old woman, and then you got to be an old woman. So the industry is like really fast paced. Yeah, and I love working with the people. Anime people are just they're just so it's so easy to be relaxed around them and have fun. And yeah, I love it. I love working in this industry.
Nah, I'm very glad you are. You bring something neat to the table with your acting skills, your dialogue. You know how to kind of change up your voice to fit the characters. So you've done well these past what 3, 4 years now since you've been with Sentai. So
Yeah.
you've definitely been rocking it.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you. Thank you for saying that because I want to keep working with Sentai and doing voiceover. So thank you for that.
Yeah, my pleasure. There's many more titles that Sentai is picking up, many more old titles that Sentai can't always dub. So hopefully you'll be in one of those categories to, dub these old classics or whatever's new in the scene, whatever's hot. Hopefully we'll get those as soon as possible.
Hopefully, I'll get to like use my authentic like East Texas accent for at least like one of them because I'm gonna nail that one. Like when I walk in the booth and they say East Texas, I will nail that character. So yeah.
I mean, Sentai's been getting a lot of titles that have been using a lot of the Texan accent. So I'm pretty sure you'll be in that ballpark very soon.
Oh.
All right. So during your time in the anime industry, why don't you tell us what is your favorite show you have worked on?
That's a tough one. And I've been thinking about this one for a couple of days now. I think it's got to be Wasteful Days of High School Girls. That one was just so funny. Like I was laughing out loud, like in the booth recording. And sometimes it's hard to get the full context of the shows, like with the scenes and the comedic timing. But it's just so funny. It was so funny. Yeah.
Good choice. Yes, it's a good laugh. I've enjoyed it so far from a guy's perspective, and I'm glad you got to be part of that show.
Me
So
too.
yeah, hopefully we'll get more into it as we come across that show. I got tons to say about that.
I hope I get to record more for Wasteful Days because that was so funny. It was a funny show.
Definitely, we could always use more laughs from that show. All right. So to kind of kick things up, uh, one of High Dive's shows that they got to dub for what was it? It was 4 episodes a few weeks or so, and this one was released to Spyce. What was like working on that show?
I loved Release the Spice. I mean, girl power. It was so cool. And Hatsume was the smart one, which on stage I never really play the smart one. I'm the ditzy one. So it was empowering to play someone like Hatsume. Um, that's such a cool show. I love it. They eat the spice and they get superpowers. Um, yeah, I could talk about Release the Spice like all day long. But yeah.
Nah, it was really a good show. I spoke to Chanel Moore, one of your castmates from that show. I told her I appreciate this anime because it felt like it was a callback or paid homage to the old classic late 90s, early 2000s what we call it. This word for it was all the girls that fight crime, they fight enemies. So it can, but it had a mixture of a modern feel to it. So you got the best of both worlds together.
That's what I thought too. I was like, this is very uh like Powerpuff Girls meets Totally Spies meets um oh, I'm drawing a blank. But yes, it was really fun to be a part of.
Yeah, definitely. It was a good show, great cast. Both veterans were in it, and then newcomers like you got to be part of it. So it was really a great addition to High Dive's library.
I love work because I have a lot of friends that are doing the voiceover with me, and I love being in the booth and being like, "Oh, that's Elissa! Oh my gosh, that's Christina!" I love doing that. And with Release the Spice, like all of the girls, like I'm pretty close with all the girls that played Spies, and so that was really cool.
Yeah, definitely. Always great to have that connection with your fellow castmates. And I know Shanna told me that you guys have either done work at the on-stage theater work, so you guys really
Hmm.
have that connection going.
Yeah, yeah, it's cool. Hard though. Like Hatsume had to like really be like real scientific and like with anime and voiceover, you have to be very specific and they were wanting a real clean general American accent from me and woo, it was challenging, but yeah, I felt smart leaving the booth.
Yeah, that can always happen.
Yeah.
All right, so one of my favorite shows that you guys be part of that I appreciate in so many ways. Why don't you tell us what was it like working on Just Because?
I loved working on Just Because. That was like one of my first ones. Like, if not maybe my first one. It's definitely the first one where I had like a more than just one scene. You know what I mean? And it was so pretty. The art was so pretty, and I really liked Mayuko because I could kind of relax a little bit more into her. Um, yeah, she's fun. Yeah, I really like that show.
Definitely, same here. The story itself was really it was simple, but it was also complex as the episodes went by, getting to know the characters. And this is basically a story of young high school adolescents where they did not know what they were going to do in the future. And I like to show that it was basically saying that it's okay to not know what you want to do in your future. Everyone goes through this, and there are certain paths that people can take, and people need more time to rethink hard, what they want to do. They got plenty of time, but the characters struggle with trying to make decisions right away or make these decisions a little too fast than they should. So that's something I really appreciate just because on what they were trying to convey to its audience, as well as what the characters were going through, trying to figure out life, try to figure out what they were going to do after graduation, since they were already into that semester before they leave high school.
It's so relatable. Like I had already graduated and stuff, but I was like, this is a calming show just because of that like sense of, oh, it's okay. you don't have it figured out. I mean, you're not supposed to right now. You're still, you know what I mean? Yeah, I really thought the show was relatable.
Definitely, I thought so too. Same with me. I've graduated. I'm pretty sure anyone watching this interview can relate to that. Where maybe some of us weren't as we're not struggling with time as much, but you can still kind of see a part of yourself in these characters. You know, see yourself as one of the female characters or the male characters, just trying to navigate through high school life, trying to make decisions, especially with the romance element, where that came into big play, where they weren't sure if they were going to see each other after graduation, if there's like the last hurrah to make an effort, make an attempt. Otherwise, they might, you could see like they might think they are going to miss the boat with each other if they don't confess their feelings, confess love, and it
Mhm.
was really intricate with this storytelling. And
Yeah.
definitely I appreciated how Just Because took us on this bit of a emotional roller coaster.
I definitely don't envy being back. Like, it didn't make me nostalgic for high school because I was like, oh, like that sense of will I see you after graduation or what's coming or this is just the springboard to my life. You know what I mean? Like that's a lot of pressure. But yeah, just because I'm gonna rewatch that. That is a good show.
Same here. I'm pretty sure I might have like part of me thinks I might like have to like kind of rehear certain things. I have to like rewatch certain parts just in case I missed something or maybe didn't read something clearly. But definitely it's a good show to rewatch just to see for its story arc and then just seeing the characters their own little inner struggles or just them not knowing where they're gonna go
Yeah.
from tomorrow.
Oh, I rewatch things all the time just because like every single time I rewatch something, I hear new things. And so yeah. And just because it's a great one to rewatch. So I think I'm gonna do that after this interview.
Again, it's one I've been recommending people, especially those that did not know about it when it first came out. I've told people, hey, check it out. Especially if you see the first two episodes, you can't really get the gist of it. It's very subtle. It gets you hooked in its own way. Uh, I remember seeing the trailer when it first came out, and I was really captivated because it wasn't extravagant. It wasn't trying to be like a blockbuster hit. It was just trying to tell us a story in the more uh, low key way, and I appreciated how that's what they were aiming for because this is a story that it's not meant to be something you're going to be very excited for. It's supposed to be a show where you as an audience can take something out of it, at least see yourself, a part of yourself from all these characters.
Mhm.
So
I kind of
definitely,
like that. I like that simple, like I don't know if I should call it simple storytelling because it was good stories, but like just kind of the easiness of the storylines and the art was so pretty. It was just such a relaxing show with good moral like points to it. It's a good one.
yeah, definitely, yeah. The animation, I forget which studio did it, but they knocked it out of the park, I should say. And the way the visuals, just when they do the camera angles, I just love everything about it. Even that town, hell, makes me want to go check it out whenever I go back to Japan because I
Anime,
love it.
anime, every single anime I've worked on, I'm like, I want to go to Japan so bad because, like, oh, it's so pretty. I mean, I know it's animated, but oh, yes, it makes me want to go to Japan so bad.
Yeah, I want to see the check out those trains they ride in the series. Like they're like upside down, and those are pretty cool.
Yeah, me too.
So yeah, all right, folks. That's Just Because. Check it out. Can't emphasize it enough. It's a very good show. We've been expressing it, for what 5-10 minutes now. So
Yeah, I hope you like Mayuko. No, just kidding. That's me.
I'm pretty sure they would like it. All right, so here's another show that really took dinner by storm. This one is Bang Dream. What was that picking on that one?
That one was so much fun because I've looked up my character. I just like look on Pinterest and like Tumblr and stuff of Eve because she's so like people draw her all the time and she's so cute and she's so cool. I love that show. Um, just because another girl power one and she played the guitar. I thought that was so cool. Um, yeah. Oh, what? Any specific questions about Bang Dream?
Oh no, just want to hear like more about like why I appreciate the show. The music
Mhm.
really was fantastic.
I downloaded the game and I'm terrible at gaming. I want to be better, but I think you're like born with a talent for gaming. Or it's like you got to harvest it when you're little and I didn't. So I tried playing the video game. But yeah, it was going to take a while for me to get to like Eve's part, so I like bailed. But Bang Dream was really fun.
It's a fun though show. Just yeah, I mean, I've talked to some of your past cast members in the interviews where I appreciate the music element that played very significantly throughout the whole series. Just all these girls with their own little bands trying to create great music with each other, trying to perform,
Mhm.
show everyone like what kind of music they can produce. And just seeing that little friendship that they have with each other, just seeing these high school girls do funny things, say funny things, have these little quirky moments, and just
I love women empowering women, and that show I felt like it was real strong on that, like girls empowering girls, and I really like that aspect of the show.
yeah, no, definitely. I don't know. Your cast members said the same thing. They love the show for that same reason, just that girl power element. And I said this too that it was really interesting when they first got announced for its dub, only for season two. Uh, and I jokingly said like, if I were to guess who's going to be in it, most likely my chances would be very high up knowing who's going to be in it because everyone from Houston was casted on the show.
Oh my gosh, I love looking at that cast list because there's so many strong girls in it from like theater and stuff that I knew, and I was like really proud to be a part of it. Um, One of my really good friends, Chelsea Ryan McCurdy, she played Maya, I think, the drummer. And I like immediately texted her. And I was like, people ship us, like they ship our characters together. And she was like, I love that. But yeah, it was real fun working with all the girls.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, again, from a guy's perspective, I enjoyed it because I've seen a lot of guys shows, just how we interact, how we just how we like to roughhouse with each other, and then just seeing girls. Okay, I want to see how they interact with each other. So it's more subtle. There's no roughhousing. It's more cuter. It's more very calm, tranquil the way they interact with each other. So it makes the show even more wholesome. Just
Mhm.
seeing how all these characters, you know, go about their everyday lives.
Yeah. I definitely, if I, like as a little girl, I would have been huge fan just because it is so pretty and yeah, feminine and empowering. But yeah.
Yeah, definitely a good show. Great animation, bushy roads. They know how to make great shows, and I can't emphasize like they're very good with the eyes, like the eye colors. Like they look like jams in their eyes.
They do. They do. Okay, I noticed that too. And Eva's so pretty. She's got the white hair and like the blue, the turquoise eyes. Oh, I love her.
Maybe that's where they get their expression from. So look at jams and just base them off of that from that for the girls.
Uh-huh. Oh, and all the different costumes. Oh, that is such a yeah, that's such a groovy show.
I love it. And then hopefully in the future, season three, the movies might get dubbed. I know there hasn't been any announcements for any potential dubs, but it's different stage when it comes to dubbing nowadays. Nothing's always guaranteed. Sentai can only pick things up for licensing, but we just won't know for dubs until they make the announcement. So we
I
just have
hope
to,
there's another one for that one. Because I love that one. That one was such a good one for like girls and stuff to see.
yeah,
So I
same
hope
here.
they do.
Yeah, same here. I've really grown accustomed to the English dub. I could watch this a long time ago, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna wait and see that there's gonna be a dub. So I'm glad I waited. All right, so going back into the whole dialogue and accent aspect, this show really got to test you on that. And this one was the pet girl of Sakura.
I can't. I struggle too. See, I'm in the booth, and they're like, they have to like, keep telling me like 3 different times like how to pronounce a word. So yeah, okay, yes, Rita Ainsworth, little British accent going on. That one was kind of tricky, just because like, voice acting is so technical, and you've got to get specific, and so it was challenging it on some lines because like we had to make it fit, and the accent was kind of really, I don't know if it was like slowing it down. It was doing something wonky to the like lip flaps and like meeting them. But yeah, honestly, I feel more comfortable in a British accent than trying to do like a general American, like clean up my actual one. So I loved playing Rita and getting to do British. But that one's such a sweet show too. Like it's a really great show, and people love that show, Pet Girl. Um, and I really like it too. Oh, Rita Nuske, I really love the relationship between Rita and Rita Nuske, like how different they are, and he's so. Uh, I don't want to say dorky, but he's more by himself. He's more to himself. He's more analytical, and she's like, sexy, sexy Rita, and they dig each other, and I really like that.
So yeah, Pet Girl, it's it's a very funny show because it's one of those high school or rom-coms as they would say it, where there's always comedic moments, there's always these weird situations that happen throughout the series. Your character, I really liked your British accent. Like it was very regal. It's very sophisticated. I can give you tons of compliments on your British accent.
Thank
It,
you.
and yeah, I like the way she played off Ryosuke, I think is his name, from the the one she was pastors, because they're all opposites. He's very reclusive, and she's the opposite, trying to kind of pull him out from his shell and come out to the light. So she really was just very supportive in her own way with her friend, the main character, who's very awkwardly social, and for all these years since they were in art school, she was always being like an older sister to her, just trying to get her dressed, trying to get her food, trying to take her all over town because she has a bit poor sense of direction, and your character having to be again Mother Goose around her, trying to make sure she doesn't get lost. And your character is just really sweet in that aspect.
Thanks. I thought so too. I really like Rita was really like missing her, and yeah. But I love, and that was like my favorite part of recording Pet Girl was because there's so much like romance, and so I was like, oh, I'm loving it.
Yeah, it's a very fun show just to enjoy. And yes, it's another romance show. It has a lot of little tropes, little cliches when it comes to its comedic aspect, but it's wholesome in its own way. Just seeing the main characters, or yeah, the main characters with almost like that love triangle going, and then your character trying to really to be supportive with her friend, trying to make sure that she can at least make an effort, having some sort of a romantic relationship with the main male. So I enjoyed it.
I just realized sitting in this interview, a lot of the girls I've played and a lot of the shows I've been a part of, which hasn't been that much, but it's all really like empowering as women. You know what I mean? Like my ego is a little catty, and I played some catty girls, but I don't know. just talking about all my characters so far, I'm really proud to have done work where the girls are, supporting other girls and like good people. So it's just says something about the anime industry and like their writing.
Yeah, or well, I kind of noticed Sentai. They've always been known as the studio that likes to focus on the more storytelling aspect of its animes. Like there's other studios like to focus on more of the hard hitting action scene, which you know everyone has a cup of tea for something. But
Mhm.
Sentai and John Swayze, who's directed you in the past, he said best in his own interview with I believe it was like the Houston Press or one of those places. He said that Sentai is the art house of the industry, and I'm like, yeah, I makes sense just based on all these shows that they're very common because they try to tell a story rather than just trying to focus on the flashy animations. Yeah, the more extravaganza, the more pizzazz of the elements. So
Yeah.
definitely, it's just great just seeing how see there's a relationship between all your past characters and these shows. So definitely, we hope to keep that trend going.
Yeah, totally. But I'm sitting as you're saying that, I'm like, oh yeah, there has been like a lot of good scenes that I've gone to like record. But I love doing action like scenes because you just like you don't have to read anything, you just watch it. It's so much fun because you're just it's I love doing action scenes, which is not, artistically hard or but it's fun. So little tidbit.
Definitely, that I can really understand. So yeah, so now we can get to the show that you really enjoyed, more funny, comedic, just in its own little spin. And we're going to talk about wasteful days of high school girls.
Woo! Oh, loved that. I was in the booth just like laughing so hard. Um, I remember there's this one part where something to do with the eyebrows, and she's like, "I got my eyebrows done," and I laughed for a good like solid 3 minutes. I was like, "This show is so funny." Um, oh, and it's just so fun working with John in the booth on that one because Lily, he really just wanted Lily like really all over the place, and you know what I mean. And it was fun.
It's and as I already mentioned, me being guy, seeing guy shows, it's just it's really hard to find like a girl show that's going to be this type of humor. We can talk about Bang Dream, where it's got more of a subtle type of humor, more, I guess, clean in a way. Where
Hmm.
Wasteful Days, there's a bit of some dirty humor thrown into it, and me seeing guys like, oh my gosh, they went there. I was not expecting that. Like they will talk about like certain things where it's even for me like, as a guy, like I kind of get little grossed out, and like I was not expecting that either. So, but it still carries on the joke where it will execute it and still make me laugh, and that's something where I appreciate this anime for still trying to keep the laughter going and not just throw like toilet humor and not get a laugh out of its audience. So
Hmm.
that's a bit of
It
like,
was like, oh, sorry, what?
no, just saying it's more tricky, but once you do it right, it's rewarding.
Yes, it was uh, it's the main anime that I felt like I was on a stage in the booth because like I would like do takes and stuff like that, and like I would make John laugh. You know what I mean? And like you didn't have to and then you'd have to get technical and like make the timing and the joke work. But just like being able to be set up for a joke and like making John and the sound engineer laugh, like that was really rewarding. So it makes sense that you're seeing the laughter throughout the show and like the comedy like keeps through it. It's just because the show like has it there, you know what I mean? Um, but yeah.
Yeah, and funny in so many ways. And I
Oh,
guess
it's like you were saying, like the male or like, whoa, I can't believe they went there. Like Bang Dream, yeah, it's very feminine. It's, oh, we're girls, girly, girly. And then this one was just kind of like more real, I think, as girls, because like girls are just as, like bruh as guys are, and just in kind of a different way. And I remember yeah, there were just so many instances where I was like, "What, John? Like, what am I doing in this scene?" And it, but it was fun.
yeah, no, it is. This is another show that when Sentai picked it up, I did not think it was get a dub, but I kind of like read like about it, and I'm like, this could actually be a very good dub if they announce it. And then lo and behold, like this like maybe like a month later when I was like hoping for a dub, it came true. I'm like, good, okay, now we get to see and then how it goes. Then part of me was like, all right, they're gonna dub it. Who's gonna be in it, and who's going to have fun with the jokes or the running gags throughout the episodes? Like that's the other part I like to see. So when I saw the cast, like, oh, okay, I can see. And then you got put in like, and because I remember you from Bane Dream, I remember you from Just Because, and like, okay, I'm pretty sure you're gonna get a little bit something new that you haven't done before yet in your voice acting career. So I'm kind of glad this came your way. Just just taking in the humor that was really into the show.
Do you think it was like something new that I've done? I felt like it was. Like I was like, this is the first time where I really feel like I was a cartoon character. You know what I mean? Like I went in that booth and I did a good job. So like, did you hear like a difference in my work? Okay. Okay, good. I love voice
Yes.
play. That was a fun one. Good.
Yeah, definitely. And whenever I see newer actors get their feet wet in the industry, like I'll see like what kind of genres you guys are in, what kind of stories you're in, and then when I see a show like Wasteful Days, thrown at your direction, like, all right, here we go. Here's where things will be interesting for you, for your experience. Just learning more about the anime scene, what kind of animes are out there, and then seeing what the director, how they're going to direct you, what they're going to tell you,
Mhm.
and just like I said, this show just all its humor, and he says more like girls just being like, bruh, more realistic, and like, yeah, this is how when girls not going to be portrayed as super feminine, and they're just going to be just everyday girls. Now
Yeah.
it now feels like, okay, we're coming more to down to earth, more realistic
Yeah.
portrayal.
Yes, that pretense of like girls having to be girls is dropped because it's just a bunch of girls around other girls and they're free to be themselves, which I love. See, once again, like an instance of like just girls empowering girls being okay around other girls to be themselves, not have to be so feminine and stuff like that. So yeah, and then it's because voiceover is a different beast entirely, and I'm learning it like as I'm doing it, which is like type A personality here, like wants to be ready, know what I'm doing going in and prepared, but you kind of got to go with the flow and you kind of got to learn on your feet. So thank you. I was hoping I was getting better as it was going. So it's good to get feedback.
Yeah, no, happy to say that, and just more of a way to let you know that there's always building blocks along your acting career, whether it be in the booth or on stage. And I think it always helps just getting to work on different types of genres, getting different stuff that will either kind of help you improve as an actor and help you improve your skills. And I think this one just, like you said, trying to go with the flow, because that's another bit of a skill, trying to think on your feet, being directed with a great director that's going to help you along the way as you get into something that's really outside of your comfort zone or outside of what you usually do. Because I can only imagine that even in theater, you won't get as much of a show like this with Wasteful Days, just getting that type of humor, being surrounded by these females to keep the ball bouncing with each other, because that's another fun element, just seeing how well the flow can be transitioned very smoothly.
And I've worked with Kyle and John a lot, and Kyle and John have picked up, like, if I start like stop breathing, and like, because if I can't get like a certain line down, I'll start getting in my head and I like lock up, and they're like, just breathe. And that's the thing, you just have, the more relaxed and fun you have, the better you are, which I really appreciate with anime and stuff, and with Wistful Days especially.
Good to hear. Good to hear. All right, so one more show I'd like to ask you about, and this one really is very different on its own for obvious reasons. This one is Chidori RSC. What was that queen on that one?
I want to work. I wish I worked on it more. I like went in for. I had one character in it, and I said, "Whoa, were they shooting guns?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I just played one character that was like one of their competitors, and I don't even know if she won or not, because I was like, I want to be more in this show. Like, let's bring back. I don't even remember Megumi. Let's bring her back a couple more times, because how cool is that? They're like shooting, and they go to school for that. So yeah, I didn't spend a lot of time on that one, but jealous that I can't spend more time on that one.
I think this one was really cool because of the whole gun elements. They're not real guns for anyone watching this. It's just laser bullets that act
Like,
as projectiles.
yeah, they're like target precision. Anyways, I don't know. Keep going.
No, it's just cool. Just again, more girls empowering, where girls can also hold guns, because for many years men have always dominated the gun scene. Have always been the ones to have bear arms, whether it be in Hollywood or any of these animes that have come out these past 30, 40 years. You always see men, the ones that hold the guns, and then seeing girls hold it's empowering, just seeing how good, how accurate they can shoot these guns.
Yeah,
And
it's like only guys can be qualified to be straight shooters. And it's like, no, girls are just as capable of like being able to shoot straight as the guys. So I'm glad this show sheds light onto that.
I also liked how it was also well, I won't say rewarding, but I liked how it was part of a high school club or high school we call activity, I would say. Like, it was on par with like a sports team, so they treated the shooting as sport, where there's competition. There's meets, tournaments for these girls to show off their skills.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that made it even more special, just seeing these girls trying to improve their accuracy, their sniping, try to make sure they
Yeah,
improve.
girls competing, but not for a guy. You know what I mean? It was nice. Yeah.
So yeah, it's just great, just seeing that. And I think it always helps when it's with a high school part thrown into it. Just it also builds from it. Just seeing these girls trying to have a high school life, and then after school, then they put their focus on shooting, and then trying to do their best whenever they step onto the in front of the target practice. And
Mhm.
I'm seeing a lot of shows now that are doing focus more of these sports slash activities competition. Sentai has really done a lot of these. They even did like another show with archery, which would be similar to the shooting aspect.
Oh, I want to be in that one. There's also this baseball one. I just seen like pictures and like clips from it, and I'm like, oh, I'd like to be in that one. Like the girls are all like doing baseball. Yeah, I really like that. And release the Spyce, like the girl team, girl power. Like, I like that.
Yeah, hopefully so. I know the archery one was mostly a guy one, but I want to see if it's all girls. I'm pretty sure we get to that part very soon. again,
I
there's
hope there's a
always
team of girls that come in and just like kick their ass. You know what I mean? Okay. But I need to call the writers. I've got a good storyline.
definitely, and yeah, hopefully we'll get more stories. Regardless what the activity is, or regardless if it's shooting, archery, whether it be like baseball, maybe basketball and soccer, there's always like a story to tell, whether it be like a certain prodigy, whether they are struggling themselves with if they're good enough to stay in this activity, if they're going to want to quit because they think not good enough, or they have a supporting team, but they are still trying to show off that they are just as good as the rest of the high school league. So they're
How
just
relatable is that too for like people to see? Like, you know what I mean? Like you are capable. Don't sell yourself so short.
yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are watching these shows where they might have been in like a high school sports team or activity, but they had that struggle where they just couldn't either meet certain expectations for themselves or for their peers. Again, more of this talk on what's relatable or stories that you see yourself in, and I'm pretty sure with Chidori, people can like find a little piece of themselves in this one as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's talk about all these great shows. Now to kind of like pull them together for this next question, and this is a funny one I always like to ask. If you could be any character you have played in real life, who you be, and you can mix and match.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna be mixing a lot then. Okay, I definitely Hatsune because like she's so smart. She like makes weapons of mass destruction, but like in a lipstick compact. You know what I mean? Okay. There was this. It was like one scene. Her name was Judy Knightley in Review Starlight. It was like the first one I ever did. But it was, we were talking about like it was a school for fine arts, and she's from an opposing school, and she came in and just whooped the main girl's ass. And then she just like left, like she's just kind of one episode villain, you know what I mean? But I thought she was kick ass. So her, Hatsune, um, Eve, because she can play the guitar. Um, okay, I think that would round out a pretty kick ass character right there. That's who I would want to be. Hatsune, Eve, and who was the other one I said? Hatsune, Eve, and Christian, help me out. Who else was the third?
Uh, name passed by me quick. Sorry about that.
It did pass by quick because that was that's a good question. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
It,
Oh, Judy
oh,
Knightley. Oh my gosh, Judy Knightley. Yeah, those are the three.
yeah. No, that's a great combination right there. I like the way you reason that as well. Just different elements, different parts. Definitely great combination right there.
Well, I've been thinking about it, so yeah,
Definitely. It always helps having the questions ahead of time.
yeah.
All right. So as we record this, is there anything else coming out that you can talk about, or anything you want to plug in at this time?
um, Currently, no. Hopefully, like I'll get a call soon because I haven't been in the booth in a couple of months, and I'd like to be back. Uh, so hopefully something soon. But
Yeah, even if you can NDAs, so not until something gets announced.
yeah, even then, I'm like, they'll make the announcement, and I'm still like, can I say something? Like, can I? I don't want to. Attention, everyone! I got this part, and then they're like, that's against contract. You're fired.
All right. So if in case there's any news that do come out soon, for social media, is there any Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or any other platforms for fans
Yeah,
to catch you at?
you can follow me on Twitter. My name is almost Pinterest famous, but it's at Skyler B. Sinclair. So yeah, follow me, please. I love Twitter.
All right. Well, thank you, Skyler, for your very first interview here. I
Thank,
appreciate your time.
thank you so much. It was a great interview. I had a good time.
Yeah, same. I'm glad you have fun as well, just getting all these questions asked. And yeah, hopefully we can see you in more stuff down the road this year and next year.
Yeah, hopefully. Maybe I can come back and do some more interviews if I get more work.
Definitely love to have you back in the future. I'm pretty sure there's some other stuff I'd like to ask you whenever stuff gets announced. So yeah, thank you for your time, and thank you to our viewers here for tuning in for this episode of the Ohio Guys here. Thank you all, and we'll be seeing you in the next video. Bye, everyone.